Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Real Heroes Show. You got Cory and Nick with you as always. And what better way to get hyped for a new series like Loki that's coming on Disney Plus than by watching two dudes react to a bunch of other people reacting? That's what we're going to do for you.
Seems
tonight.
Normal.
Nick, how are you, buddy?
Doing well.
Yeah. How was your weekend?
Went by too fast as usual.
That is usually the case. I have a very important announcement that happened this weekend. I got a new mascot for the show from Galaxy's Edge at Disney. It's a little miniature Thrawn wooden figure.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's my new son.
Heir to the Empire.
If only they had an Ezra one. I wish they did, because I would.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I would have snatched that up too, and then sent them off on a space fish together to parts unknown. But
right.
Yeah. So over the weekend, the Loki show on Disney Plus, the first 2 episodes were given to critics and people that write blogs on websites, and I don't know how they determine who the hell gets these things, but
yeah,
we're not big enough, that's for damn sure, with our 12 views per video. But that's not going to stop us from reading what these people had to say. So social media embargo was lifted this weekend, which means they can post like a tweet about what they thought about the show.
Right.
They can't post their in-depth reviews until Tuesday, which is the day before the show comes out. But I went over to the most reliable source on the internet, which of course is Reddit. They have a huge thread that has compiled all of this information. Reddit's never wrong, and nobody ever argues over there. So definitely go ahead and check out Reddit if you get the chance. This is on the Marvel Studios spoilers subreddit, but I promise there will not be any spoilers for the show in this video. I'm just going to read through some of these, and Nick and I are going to get excited and do it on camera.
Yeah,
and that was very suggestive. So all right, first one. It says, I've seen the first 2 episodes of Loki and I'm loving it so far. It's a time-traveling detective show that's laying the groundwork for the MCU multiverse while also being about identity and confronting ugly truths about ourselves. The Tom Hiddleston, Owen Wilson bromance is my favorite. I mean, we kind of predicted that was going to be the case when we did the preview video.
So we didn't even need to see the first 2 episodes to have a prediction right. So
we got one. It's better than WandaVision already.
Checkpoint, Real Heroes Show, 0 critics. Yeah, I mean, I think you initially had that from the first trailer that dropped between Tom and Owen, right? Like, that through 6 episodes, 6 hours of them being together for the most part, there's going to be this bromance, right? So it's I don't know if it's going to be quite like Chris and Tom with Thor and Loki, but this is going to be a new type of bromance, and it's like I'm looking forward to it. I've been looking forward to it. So
So it's funny you mentioned Chris and Tom, because I was watching a YouTube video earlier today that Mr. Sunday Movies made, which they're a fun YouTube channel. You should check them out if you get the chance. The whole idea behind their video was, what are some of the insane versions of Loki that could show up in this show? And one of them thought, wouldn't it be cool if Thor Loki showed up? Because there's a run in the comics where Loki becomes Thor, and Thor becomes Loki, and they were like, imagine if Chris Hemsworth showed up but played the Loki part to Tom Hiddleston playing the Thor part, where he's holding Mjolnir and he's worthy and whatnot. And I was instantly, yes please, sign me.
That'd be really cool. And I think we touched upon this in the last video we did on this, where we don't quite know what versions of Loki we're going to get. We know the Loki version that started this whole thing, but will we see other things from other timelines, right? It's like I said the last time, could we see something based on the Infinity Watch where Loki is sort of in control? So it's, I mean, there's so much up in the air, but it's interesting to see what some of these critics have said.
And then that's just after one reaction. I mean, a lot of them are very similar to that one. So let's go to the next one. Loki brings so much to the MCU's lore. There are references to the past films and stories to Marvel, but also really exciting, subtle additions to the sandbox as a whole. Through 2 episodes, this series could be a really exciting big step for the MCU's broad, sprawling stories. So again, it kind of sounds like this one's going to be the introduction and kind of like the here are the rules to the multiverse, which would be pretty smart, given the fact that this writer also wrote Doctor Strange too. Let's see what else. Here's a good one. Watch the first 2 episodes of Loki, and if you loved the social media experience of WandaVision, then you're in for a treat. When you hit as many home runs as the MCU does, you can take big swings, and that's what this show does. Loki feels grounded, but the scale is massive. So it sounds a little bit like that. Every week in between episodes, the speculation machine is going to be running off the charts, and
right.
I am very excited for that because our videos for WandaVision did better than most of our recent ones. So if they can rope people in with the mystery and the speculation, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I think that's one of the cool things about shows like this. And even though not just us, but a lot of other shows or channels out there that have a much bigger following than us get a lot of things wrong. And you think about, like, it's not so much bringing the disappointment or bringing non-facts to people. It's like any sort of speculation or anything like that, especially within comics or the MCU that's not following the comic book route to a T. Right. So it's like they're kind of picking some things out, but they're trying to do an original story. And it's the same thing with like the Marvel Avengers game that came out for consoles and PC back in not too long ago, like September of 2020, right? They were trying to do something different, trying to create something new that people could take away from the comics and people were familiar with, but also just a brand new storyline. And it's not easy to do. And I know that the MCU gets a lot of flack, from things that aren't straight from the characters, straight from the stories and the different, series that have been in existence since the 1940s, right? Like, I mean, nothing will ever be that close to it. But I think if the story is done well, and like we've said, if the writing is good, I have no doubts that the acting will be good for the most part.
The acting's gonna be
a lot of these, right?
No doubt about that.
And I think the biggest and one of the best things that we're getting is the continuity from the screenwriting that from Loki to Doctor Strange 2. That is one of the biggest and most important details that I hope people are paying attention to here.
Yeah, I agree, because Doctor Strange 2 sounds like probably the most important movie in Phase 4 because of the fact that it is fully multiverse based. And that is clearly the direction that Feige is taking this whole ship. So let's go through a few more of these. The first 2 episodes of Loki are incredible. Marvel really took a character who seemed to have no more story to be told and completely reinvented him in a fun and original way. I'm excited to see what else the show has in store.
Right.
This is Marvel's best Big Finish box set yet. This really feels like the MCU's Doctor Who. I fucking love that. Hiddleston is clearly having a lot of fun, and Loki remains the MCU's most interesting character. Saw the first 2 episodes of Loki this morning. Wow, the Hiddleston-Wilson chemistry is off the charts good. The playing with time is incredibly fun, including some visits to some real-life events. There's a lot of exposition in Loki, clearly a setup for what's to come in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, but I'm digging every minute of it. First 2 episodes of Loki are fantastic. Obviously, Tom Hiddleston is still perfect in the role, but I love how the series is expanding the MCU in a new direction, and we're watching Loki try to figure out what's going on rather than having him in control. So lots of really good stuff in there, and kind of stuff that we were thinking would happen.
Right.
And we're thinking those things are going to happen because we want them to happen. So to get some confirmation on that is pretty damn exciting.
Yeah, I think it was the first comment that talked about how things that happen in Loki, how can we take away from that through our own lives? I mean, I think there's all of that can be taken away from since Iron Man 1, right? And I also think that's what really makes movies is you try to find some sort of real life draw from it, but also it's like with any superhero movie or franchise, it's great to think outside of what's going on in the real world. So with something like Loki, it's very far out, right? Because we're getting involved in like the timeline itself. And again, with the amount of possibilities that can happen and will happen, it always makes you think about things with our own lives that, well, in this timeline, what could have happened if I made this choice or that choice, right? So I really look forward to seeing some of the interesting things.
What if I didn't go to Galaxy's Edge and get this beautiful blue boy?
Right.
I mean,
right.
I was scared to go because, you know, the mask mandate has been lifted and not a lot of people wear them. But look at this little guy. Like,
yeah,
I'm going to put him next to where like I charge my phone at night. It's going to be great. I'm super excited. I'm going to wake up. I'm just going to see those evil red eyes staring me in the face. It's going to be terrific. So
waking up to that.
All right, let's keep going here. Loki show is outstanding. Marvel continues to change things up. This is unlike anything they've done before. A focus on the God of Mischief that gives us our best look at his character, his fears, his insecurities, and his glorious purpose. Oh, and Owen Wilson rocks. Take everything you thought you knew about Loki and throw it aside, because this series will surprise you and delivers a wholly unexpected take on the MCU. I loved WandaVision and I really liked Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but this feels like it'll be one of those iconic Marvel Studios projects.
Interesting.
Like to hear that one. That's pretty awesome. Early review for Loki. First 2 episodes are pure Marvel magic. Easily one of the best MCU projects ever, and that's not an exaggeration. This will wake up anyone who's tired of MCU projects. Loki reminds us why Marvel is so good at what it does. I like that too. That's pretty excellent. Yeah. Loki is everything I wanted it to be. The buddy cop drama of Loki and Mobius is enjoyable. The impact of what is displayed for the wider MCU is game-changing, with Easter eggs that connect to WandaVision, Skrulls, and possibly even a Secret Wars hint. Ooh. Now my spider senses are tingling after that.
Yeah, if there's anything Secret Wars relating,
oh my God.
I mean, it's definitely one of my favorite comic runs, and again, we know that the Russo brothers have invested interest in saying that if they do something again with the MCU, it would be either Wolverine or Secret Wars related.
Yeah.
And obviously, as a big Wolverine fan and Secret Wars fan, I am 100,000% on board with that. I'll be interested to see what those Easter eggs are, because I know that comic series like the back of my hand, because it has some insane moments like with Doom and Thanos.
See, that's the thing though, like with multiple timeline stories, you could see Doom or Thanos in this show, and
I know.
They could just like completely pull one over on us. And
yeah. Like, I think that's a way, again, to really introduce, not so much introduce, but to really bring a ton of epic characters and epic villains together, you know, and again, this could be years down the road, of course. I mean, phase 6, maybe. Yeah. You know, I don't know if it would be beyond that per se, but you know, we'll kind of see where this continues to go, because Secret Wars, you know, it involves a lot. It involves a lot of characters we haven't seen, but again, the whole Infinity Gauntlet series included a lot of the characters we didn't see yet either, and that was, of course, due to, you know, character rights. But at the same time, do you really slow down an epic series because you don't have all the characters in play yet? Again, maybe
all they have to do is tease us, though. Like, they showed us Thanos for the first time in 2012.
Yeah,
and then we didn't get him until 2018 in Infinity War, like for real, you know. So so let me read 2 more of these because they're very interesting to me. This last one on Reddit is from Charles Murphy, who runs Murphy's Multiverse, which is a website that gets pretty reliable scoops and posts them. He said, Marvel Studios continues to one-up themselves series by series. Loki is entirely different, not only from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but also from what you're thinking it is. I am as surprised as anyone to say it, but Owen Wilson absolutely kills it as Mobius. So awesome. I love the fact that he's saying the show isn't what you think it is, right? So like, take your preconceived notions and just forget about them and move on.
Put them on the shelf.
Yep. And then the last one here is from Eric Boss, who does all the videos on New Rockstars. He said, I was fortunate to see the first 2 episodes of Loki. It's the MCU's funniest narrative yet. Everything I wanted: amazing world building, production design, and mystery, a tightly wound clock that ticks along with authority. And then here's the important part. He said, the know-it-alls know nothing. Brace yourselves. And that, to me, like, I want surprises. I don't want to go in and be able to just predict everything that happens on a show. And, you know, which kind of happened to a degree with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We
a little bit, yeah,
kind of knew where that one was going to go. Part of what was so fun about WandaVision was, oh my God, are they going to really go there? Are they going to do this? We're going to find out about this person or that person.
Yeah.
Is that really Quicksilver? No, it's Ralph Boner, you know? And like, I want that out of Loki too. I want every episode to make me go, oh my God, what just happened? What's going to happen next week? And I have a feeling the next 6 weeks are going to absolutely fly by. But
right.
So let me ask you, now that we've checked out a few of these social media reactions, is your hype higher than it was before? Now that you know that, like, people who have a vested interest in movies and television have watched this and have said it's really good.
I would say it confirms my hype level.
Okay.
You know, I think
so. You were already there.
I was already there, and again, having the preconceived notion of not knowing what to expect, because this isn't really drawing something straight from the comics, so it's not like I'm gonna go do some nerd searching and trying to figure out what series they're pulling stuff from. I can't really do that because they might be going all over the place while creating something new that no one can actually predict.
Yep.
So that was already exciting to me to begin with, because it's something new, it's something fresh. It's not something that we're going to get spoiled with.
Yep.
And I think having outlandish predictions and speculations will be more fun than it was when we were covering WandaVision. That being said, I think a lot of people are going to be saying a lot of different things online.
Sure.
Which is also, again, very good for us.
It's half the fun, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because I think in some cases we might see a lot of bigger channels saying the same thing.
Yep.
But, you know, we may say something different, and that's completely okay. And I think that's what also brings a lot of the fun to the table.
Yeah.
And again, just seeing a lot of confirmation of what we already knew, what we already talked about, we already, you know, said would probably happen. That's great for us. So it's like, here's my speculation and like hype level. And after we get what we were hoping for confirmation with these critics, it's like it met here.
Yep.
So I'm ready. We got a couple days.
I know, it's just a couple days. I think 2 days from the time we post this video is when it's going to premiere, and we're going to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday to watch it, and depending on how much weird and wild stuff happens, watch it a second time over again, just to pick up on all the details, and then follow my usual approach of trying to be as absolutely wrong as possible with all of my predictions for the next week.
We'll keep account this time as to how far off and how right we are on any sort of speculations or predictions.
Yeah, I think that'll be fun. We'll do like a tally every episode for what we got right and what we got wrong. So cool, man. Well, let's send this one home, guys. You can't tell we're really excited for this show. It comes out on Wednesday. We are going to be reviewing it every single week, sharing our scores and our very wild and eccentric theories. So if you did not see any of these reactions, and now that you're hearing them, if you're more excited for this show, please go ahead and leave us a comment below and let us know. If you'd like to support the channel, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, turn on those notifications, that way you never miss another video from us. And until Wednesday, we'll see you guys in the next video.
Peace.